got David Grush to come forward, and to me that was them saying aliens are here. And the first thought I had was, I bet they love wrestling. I bet those aliens love some fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, see, that's what I think they would like, right? I mean, they gotta like entertainment.
There's no way around it. If anything, then they just look at Earth as their entertainment, and then they're like, and
You
then
know,
these guys came up with that wrestling. This is beautiful, and that's why they've let us live.
to keep wrestling so they can watch wrestling.
Yeah, because of fucking SmackDown. I've learned anything from all the small things, it's that aliens have been to Earth
Yeah. That's true, and they're wrestling fans.
and they're tiny.
They're
That's what that
tiny.
song is actually about. They're really small.
Yeah, that's I can relate. Tommy and Elliot.
Oh, oh yeah. Well, I feel like I would be an average alien.
Eh, eh. What's depends on what average is for aliens. Their
Uh,
average,
you
their
know,
average may be a lot bigger than our average. It might
their
be,
their average is I'm going for about 4 average. Would be anything more than that is kind of wasteful. You don't need
like
it.
the up to like the volume up button on the remote, whatever that is. Size of one of those Roku remotes. That's what we're talking about. There we go.
Oh, oh yeah, the Roku remotes.
That's one everybody can
Eh,
relate to now.
yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's Locker Room Junkies. I'm Joe. These two sexy fellows that your wives are lusting over are Kevin and James, the legendary Kevin and James. But Kevin, we finally get to say this the first week that the Titans and the Bucs both win in the same week. It's finally here. Titans get their first win of the year. Bucks get a
Yeah.
pretty big win of the year. Well, I don't want to say big win of the year, but it was a pretty dominant win against a big opponent. But first thought about the Bucks, man. What'd you think? Finally in the winning side. We're
Yeah.
going into the break.
The
Honestly, a good
Titans.
time to win.
Oh, you doing the Titans? Yeah, it was great. It was a good game. It was kind of what I expected, minus the Will Levis injury. But I mean, that was a good example of what the team can be.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, Rudolph stepped in and looked exactly like he should have, and his stats weren't impressive, but they didn't need to be. You know, there was one play at the end of halftime. So going into halftime, there was. See, I don't know if you did. You watch the game?
yeah. I watched most of it. I mean, I might have missed a play here or there, but I watched most of it.
We got the ball with 16 seconds left, second quarter going into halftime, and he
That
was able.
was that was the play that I was like, damn, Titans are here to win because they
Well,
Rudolph threw that big pass, got down there, and they
like,
got the field goal. Nick Folk still got that leg, man.
but that's a play that Will Levis wouldn't make.
No,
That's
that's a play he would have held the ball too long, got sacked, or just threw it up, and that would have been them going into halftime.
yeah. So I mean, and so he's just young. I get it, and not many rookies would. I mean, Jaden Daniels actually probably would have made that play. Dude looks like a
Yeah,
fucking veteran out there, but
yeah,
that's a play that see that's the difference is that play got you 3 points for the half, and the defense. I mean, I think we would have won the game with Will Levis at quarterback. Let me be
yeah.
crazy. It was the defense was fucking all over. The Dolphins, I don't know what the fuck they were trying to do on offense. It was really a weird
They
game to
fucking
watch.
looked like a team, like I guess like a deer in the headlights. That's what they looked like. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Everybody was confused the whole time, at least especially on offense.
Yeah,
They just
Sweat
like you
was
couldn't tell what they were trying to do. It's like they had 5 plays or something, and they just told Huntley to go out there and figure it out.
yeah. Well, they did it right, and then Sweat didn't make it easy on him, dude. He was in the backfield
That was back there all night. I mean, that whole
every
Titans
play.
defense looked good.
And that was without
Um,
two starters. That was without Jeffrey Simmons and I think Roger McCreary.
yeah, I mean, all they had to really do was just hand the ball off. I mean, Mason didn't have to do too much, honestly, because
What he did,
it never became Mason. We need you to go down the field and win. It was just, hey, hand the ball off and make a pass here or there. But like you said, going into halftime, that he looked good, and if they might have needed him to do that, he might have been able to, but they didn't need him. So
yeah, they ended up at that moment in the game. That's what they need. They needed him to, but it wouldn't have
yeah,
mattered. because they do that game would have we probably could have won the game 6-3 at that
Yeah.
point. The way the defense was playing, so it just yeah. I mean, I give Callahan's going to stick with Levis. I
Yeah.
thought that I think we even talked about it, but I'm pretty sure I said Will Levis has to week 4, then we got a bye week, and that's when would make the most logical sense to change. But
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm really shocked that he immediately went back to Will Levis and not going to consider it just because of how good his team looked. Uh,
I mean, it seemed like the team was clicking more, not just that Will Levis. Will Levis is obviously more like I think
oh,
athletic than
absolutely.
Mason, but I think that's kind of like what Callahan wants out of a quarterback. Maybe I don't know, but Mason looked more like a veteran. Like he went in there and he looked like. Do I think that Mason Rudolph's going to take him to the promised land? No, but I mean, I think he can get in there, and I think he can grow with the team. You know,
Yeah, he proved a lot to me last year with Pittsburgh. I mean,
yeah,
they needed to win 3 games to make the playoffs. They went
he
out,
got him down there.
they won 3 games in a row and made the playoffs, and he had great. He had great stats too.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't know, man. Defense played good. That was a defense. That was a defensive win for sure. But the Titans' offense played good enough to get the points when they
that
needed.
Titans defense is good enough to keep like a team, like keep the Titans in the game. The
Yeah,
offense just has to figure it out.
yeah, they got to figure something out. We got 30 points for the first time in like 1,000 days or something, which was great.
Yeah, something crazy like that.
Something crazy like that, which is like, oh wow, it's been that long since we had over 30 points. All right, a couple years ago it was damn near every game, but
Yeah,
with no offense and offensive coordinator, but whatever, I'm excited. We'll see. I mean, if who knows, Will Levis may actually be truly hurt, and he may not be able to play the next game. I think he's going to be fine. I mean, he was able to throw on the sidelines warming up. He's
yeah.
probably going to start. I mean, I
I
get
don't,
why Callahan didn't bring him back in. There's no reason to risk it when your backup can go in there and do that.
yeah, no. I mean, Callahan, if I'm him, I got to be feeling like kind of relief to know that my backup can come in and get a win. Not a lot of backups really come in and win. I mean, look at Huntley. That was horrible. And before Huntley, it was Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, but Rudolph, when we signed him in the offseason, like that's why you got him. It's just like when we got Tannehill. It's like, dude, you got a young quarterback. You need someone who can actually go in there and win. And I was surprised that Mason Rudolph was available. I'm like,
Yeah.
great, we got a guy who can go in there and he's going to win us ball games. So
Yeah. Yeah, he can win you ball games for
he
sure. He's
probably
got
wins.
an
I
arm.
mean, we'd probably be 2-2, maybe 3-1 with him if he was our starter right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's kind
maybe.
of that's kind of crazy to think about, but I think they definitely could be. Which is going to be, if come after the bye week, if they come out and Titans are struggling on offense, the fans are going to let them know. I mean, it won't take long. All the local shows, everybody will start calling in at the games. People will start booing. Uh,
Yeah,
won't take.
they
I
need.
mean, people will be cutthroat with Will Levis. I think people had a hard
Yo, what's
time.
up, bitches?
What's up? I think people had a hard time letting Marcus Mariota go, but I don't. I mean, Will Levis hasn't been around long enough. I mean, I think people will let him know if they want him gone.
Yeah, and they invested so much money to have this team do good this year. So we'll see. I mean, I hope he does. I mean, he was playing okay. I mean, he threw that pick, which whatever, that's not good. He seems like he's been improving every game up to this point, so I'll give him that. I don't know. It's just that veteran leadership and having that calm, collective, Mason Rudolph in there was nice to have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That veteran. We kind of talked about it last week too. Like the NFL's became a league where they just throw their rookies out there now.
Yeah,
Maybe he would benefit from watching Ryan Tannehill and then Mason Rudolph play a
yeah.
season. You know?
Especially Rudolph, because Rudolph's still young enough in his career. Like Tannehill was already done kind of last year, so like he probably learned
Yeah,
something. Rudolph, that'd be a good one for him to watch. I mean, it's not. I don't something. I could see something happening where Mason has a like not a good game, and then we go back to Will Levis anyways. But yeah,
yeah,
he definitely benefit from watching a veteran. He in this game may have been that one game to really help him because he saw some throws. He saw. I mean, it wasn't much like that play it going into halftime. Like that's what you learn from. Like
yeah.
16 seconds, you have good enough position, throw it quick, get
Get the
down there,
ball, get the
shoot the
team
ball.
down there and spike the ball.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
and so hopefully he learned a lot from that. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he did, and then I think he'll be a good teammate about it. I don't think he'll be bitter about it, even if they go with Rudolph down the stretch. I think he'll be good because I mean the Titans. I mean, yeah, they went 0-3, but the AFC South is so kind of toss up. I mean, Houston's really the only one kind of taken off, but I mean they snap it. I mean, if they could win two games to get Houston and the rest of the division, they could still win the division.
Yeah, they can win the division. I mean, they could. I mean,
It's a
wild card.
it's a division that's up for grabs, like 1,000%.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm excited. We got a win. It's nice to have, and it was a Monday night, which is always good.
Yeah,
It was
which
an
which
easy game to watch for me. There was no stress. Like we knew it was kind of cool to just have a stress-free win. We haven't had one of those in a while.
yeah, yeah.
Like you knew the whole game. This is Titans are going to win it. Like there was nothing the Dolphins were going to do. Defense was too good. Rudolph wasn't going to fuck it up. It was, we haven't
Yeah,
had one of
yeah.
those.
Pollard looked good, Spears looked good, and then Callahan got to kind of show his offensive mind with the first touchdown with Spears, where
Yeah,
they put him back there in Wildcat. I needed fucking Pollard to get that touchdown, but that's whatever. Um,
he could have got the one where he had the 40-yard run. He actually got caught. I was like, wow, it's been
yeah, I didn't think he was going to get caught on that one, then he
like
did.
it's been a long time as a Titans fan to see someone break away and get tackled. Usually Derrick Henry just keeps going.
What about Derrick Henry? First play of scrimmage for the Ravens took it, what, 83 yards or something?
Very happy for the Ravens. And
They got a good one. I mean, Henry's still like these guys trying to tackle him are like 7, 8 years younger than him now, and he's still just fucking flying down the field.
he's only 30. He got old man strength. He ain't
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
figure
Well,
it out.
he takes this stuff serious too. Like his dieting, his workout regimen. He doesn't party. He doesn't care about flashing money. Like he's trying to be a Hall of Famer, and he probably already is.
Oh, he already is.
But
Fuck.
he plays like one. Like he puts football above pretty much everything, I think.
Yeah, he does. His diet's insane, which leads me, actually just thought of this, leads me to kind of get into the Bucs and someone who also had a crazy diet by the name of Tom Brady
Yeah.
and his little beef with Baker Mayfield. That's great.
Oh
I'd
yeah,
love
I
to hear
think
about
it
that.
took kind of took a jab at Baker.
Well, Baker took a jab at him before.
Yeah, that's true. Um,
He got oh, but Brady, that was great. I loved what he said.
Brady, man, he's still a competitor. He still has that competitiveness in him where he's not going to be the kind of commentator that just like laughs it off on camera. He's like, no, let me snap back and tell you what a winning quarterback actually is. So, I mean, that was kind of funny. Um,
That's nice. That was pretty funny.
you know, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that Bucks win more though, man. They fucking came in and stumped on Philly. That was awesome to
I
watch.
didn't
Which
see that
just which
happening.
just leads me to the point of Baker Mayfield that I say every week. Like he can come out there and do what he did last week. He can zip it down the field to every receiver. I mean, Evans had a big day. Godwin had a big day. The running backs had the backfield catching passes, had the best game of the year. And everything was clicking. Defense got turnovers. Offense was moving the ball. Went down, scored first drive of the game. And just really, I mean, Eagles were never really in that game.
Yeah.
They were never in that game. Um, but then like last week, they go out and lose to freaking Bo Nix. I mean, don't get me started on that again. But
So
it's
did
just
Aaron
like the
Rodgers.
inconsistencies of Baker that I think he could get there. And I mean, I obviously would take him over a lot of people, but it's just like, man, how you gonna look good and come out and be prepared against Philly and then kind of fumble against Denver? Like that's not a good sign.
No,
But
it's not.
they're 3-1. We get the Falcons tomorrow. Birthday game. I get the Bucks. I'm pretty excited about that. So
That's
that's
gonna
what
be
I'll be doing tomorrow.
that's a big one.
That's
That's a
a
big
big
one.
one.
Is it your birthday tomorrow?
Birthday tomorrow.
Hey, you finally old enough to ride in the front seat?
I'm finally gonna get out of that little seat I have to sit in the back.
Yeah. Your
I'm
parents
open.
gonna let you open the fridge by yourself?
I think I'm gonna get a soda, maybe a
Are you,
lollipop and some candy pops.
are you 40 yet?
No, I'll be 37.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you got like 10 years to go. You're good.
I got a couple more before the end of the back of the life, I guess.
Yeah, I've been 27 for 8 years.
Yeah, me too. Except when I turned 30, I fell in the fucking shower and broke my ribs, and I was like, well, this is 30.
Was that on your birthday?
It was like right after my birthday,
Oh my
within
God.
a week of my birthday, and I was just like, God damn.
When it rains, it
Yeah,
showers on me.
yeah.
I man, my 30th birthday, I'll never forget. I woke up on my birthday and I sneezed and then I couldn't look left for like 3 days. I threw my neck out sneezing.
Hmm.
I was like, "Oh, this is what they warned me about all this time." But so what game is going on your birthday that you're excited about?
Bucks and Falcons tomorrow night for Thursday night football.
Who's gonna
Tampa,
win?
Tampa's gonna win. It's at Falcons. The Falcons have looked pretty good. They beat the Saints, and Saints have looked pretty dang good this year so far.
Their offense has been weird this year. I knew their defense would be better, but their offense is not like good with as good as I thought it would be. Right?
With the Falcons,
Yeah, Falcons. Their offense is just
yeah, it looks like they're missing like a big name receiver or something. Like Kyle Pitts went the whole game without a reception or something, I think, last week. And I mean, he's kind of not had a really stellar career anyways, but
yeah. I guess they got a bunch of one. They got a number one receiver, which who knows how good he is, a tight end and a running back. If they had like a number two that could just, I don't even know who their number two receiver is. I mean, I'm sure they're okay. Maybe they got
yeah,
a number two and a slot guy. Throw that in. 'Cause Kirk Cousins he likes having. He's used to having two options, right?
yeah,
Two on the outside and then a slot guy that gets a little bit of action. So I don't
yeah.
know. Kirk Cousins is going to put up a ton of numbers, and he'll career wise he'll have. I'm sure he'll be top 10 in passing yards, passing touchdowns. He may already be there because he's played for
He
so damn long,
he's played. He's if you think about it, yeah, he's played for a while at this point, I guess.
12 years or so. So and he plays in there 4 or 5 years. But
Yeah, but we get the short week, so but that's okay with me. I mean, I get a primetime Bucks game, I'll take it.
I mean,
Without having to go out of my way to find a way to watch the Bucks game. We don't get them on TV very often.
yeah,
So,
awesome. Yeah, well, that'll be good to watch. So James
Um,
James
who
got
is
first.
who
Um,
is I've got notes here. Uh, who is Jared Goff?
Jared
What's the
Goff.
significance of that name?
So Jared Goff on Monday Night Football as well, which that's a whole nother topic on why do they have this new format of two games on Monday nights. But anyways, Jared Goff, he's the quarterback for the Detroit Lions. He went like 18 of 18. He threw a perfect game, which the last time a quarterback threw a perfect game was Kurt Warner, who went 10 for 10. So I feel like 8 more throws is pretty significant. Um, what you think, Drew?
I
uh,
was not ready for that. Kevin
uh,
got up and it's just like Drew, like, "Hey guys,
he's
what are
he's
we talking
paying
about?"
attention.
But yeah, that was something I thought was pretty interesting. I mean,
So
I'm
he
not the
went eight.
biggest. Yeah,
Yeah,
18 of 18 didn't, and he actually called a touchdown too. They did Philly
yeah.
State where the receiver threw him a ball. Um,
I wanted to see more. I was hoping he could get. I think the record's 22 for 22. I'm
is
pretty
it?
sure that. I think so. Yeah, I think it was. Oh, who was it? Who was it? They might have been Kurt Warner.
Well, I know Kerr did 10 for 10.
And
Um, I don't know
I'm
if I
curious,
think he was just the last one to throw it, but he might have done it before that too, though.
even someone else. But either way, I would have. Maybe it was Dante Culpepper. I know that seems weird. Well, you wouldn't think it'd be him, right?
Well, he
But
threw a lot.
he did throw a lot. But I wanted to see him keep going. It sucks. I mean, he got the 18 though. It would have been cool. Well, he had one incompletion, and then he got called back on a penalty. I was like, it's keeping on. That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah, that kind of saved his streak there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he was throwing the ball. He wasn't just throwing little dinks and dunks. He was throwing the ball downfield a little
Yeah,
bit.
he threw some dimes. I mean, I don't really like personally care about the Lions. It's kind of cool to see them get in and make some noise because they never fucking do. But
You
um,
know, I heard a couple of guys at work today were mentioned the Lions. I didn't realize that was the same subject, and now it makes sense. They were talking about this Jared guy, and they said that I've always liked the Lions. I've always thought they were cool, and I just kind of turned around. I was like, has anyone ever said that before?
not until the past 2 years.
Because I mean, the only thing I know about the Lions is they fucking take up nap time on Thanksgiving. That's all I know about
Yeah,
them.
yeah, they do get
Like
those
if I want to,
Thanksgiving slots.
yeah, I eat my turkey and then I sit down and my parents are watching the Lions game and I'm like, all right, well it's nap time, guys. And
Yeah,
then apparently they lose every time.
we felt bad for it. I think a lot of people felt they. It's one of those franchises. Like I don't think anyone hates them.
Just no one
They've been
loves
Yeah,
so
them,
bad. They've
it's
been so
just
which is worse.
they've kind of just been irrelevant for so
long
freaking
time.
long, like, and then they make it to the NFC Championship game last year, and
Should have
it's
won
a
the
big.
Super Bowl. Should have won it.
Yeah, and I mean their coach is cool. I like their coach. Like I like a guy like that. So I mean that makes them kind of fun to watch. And of course they had Eminem. They kept showing Eminem all game long because he was there.
Detroit, I get it
Yeah, so he was there.
because he's from 8 Mile. I saw that movie.
He got one shot, Detroit,
One
and he blew it
opportunity, and they
last
just
year.
have fucking mom spaghetti all over their jerseys.
But yeah,
But
Detroit
that's
was
that's
good.
kind of that's kind of Jared Goff. I mean, I'm not the biggest Jared Goff fan, but that's pretty cool to go 18 for 18.
Hmm.
That's rare. That's pretty
That's pretty
rare.
cool.
Yeah, it's hard
So,
not to. Or
if you guys were aspiring football players coming out of high school, and then you had a really good college run, and you're feeling good about yourselves, what is the one team like? And you just dying to get in the NFL, like that is your lifelong goal, headed to the NFL, the big time, making some money. What would be the one team that you get drafted to, and you go, oh fuck, and
the
you don't want to do
Jets.
it at all?
Well, it depends on what position I'm in. But if I'm the quarterback, the Jets, because oh man, that's organization. It's not had any good
Yeah,
quarterbacks.
Jets are up there, man.
That's
That's
a
a good
quarterback.
question.
That's as a quarterback. There's a few though.
I mean, like to
So you're
me,
saying that, so you're saying, Kevin, that if you had a stellar run through college and then you were first round draft pick of the quarterback to the Jets, you'd be like, no thanks. I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
I'm
would.
gonna go
I'd still
find a
play.
different. I'm gonna
Oh,
go run a car dealership now instead.
oh no, I would play. I would play. I'm just saying I would be happy.
Oh, okay. I'm saying like who would okay, is that the closest you would come to turning down an offer?
Fuck, I don't know.
The
I
Jets?
mean, if I'm being honest, I don't think I'd turn any of them down. But if I had, ooh,
If you
that's
had
a
to,
better
though. That's
question.
the question.
Oh, if I had to turn one down, shit. I mean, because there's the Browns.
I'd say probably the Browns is what I was gonna say. The Browns or like, I mean,
Like a
Buffalo's such a fun organization and crazy fans, but man, shoot, come wintertime, I wouldn't want to live there.
That's what I was gonna say. You got to think about where you're
It
living.
is
That
just like
sucks.
snow. And that was like the whole LeBron James effect to me. Cause I mean, to me, sometimes I think like if I'm an athlete and I have like my choice where I want to come during free agency, why
Tampa
wouldn't I go to
rules.
somewhere like Miami or somewhere where it's just nice freaking weather all year round? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would be
Yeah.
pushing. I'd be pulling a Eli Manning's dad to get me
Yeah,
to
now that's what Eli did. He
I
kind of pushed some weight to get to New York.
go to Miami. Yeah, I know, which is where Giants is better, but still, I'm like, "Ooh, let's go to New York. Fucking, I
Yeah,
would with San Diego.
yeah. That would been cool with me, or anywhere that's beautiful like that. I mean,
Houston Texans for me. That will be the one because I that is the team I dislike probably more than any other NFL team.
Joe, this question's for you. Um, who I got? This is a two-parter. We're gonna do the first one first, and then I'll ask you the second part. The
okay.
first one is, who has been your favorite Super Bowl performance? Halftime show.
Oh man.
Have you ever watched those, or are you just getting like more wings during the halftime show?
It depends on the show. I mean, sometimes I watch them and I'm like blown away by them, and but it's hard to say of because I'm trying to think of some in the past because the ones of late I don't really care for.
You didn't like how upside down, like Fat 50 Cent?
I mean, that was kind of funny.
That
Like
was cool.
everybody loved that one. Um, when the Chili Peppers not too far back.
I don't know. You don't even have, I don't even have to think about it. It's just like immediate response for me.
Is it the Eminem and Dre and all them?
No, God, no. It's Janet Jackson's nip slip.
Oh, the nip slip, man.
Yeah, 'cause I was like 14 when that happened. That ruled.
I remember, man, I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
So, all right, so maybe the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Kevin, what about you? What's your favorite halftime?
I usually don't watch those. I'm not gonna
Never
lie.
seen one, have you? Yeah,
I don't
I
pay
don't blame you. All
I,
right, so
mine for me, I remember the Chili Peppers. I can't remember what year it was. It was like,
you ain't got. It's not a trivia question. You ain't got to tell me the
okay, yeah,
year.
but I mean, I remember that.
attention.
To me, it was like that was the last time like a band got out there and played, and I missed
Yeah,
the shit. But that had to be around 2015, somewhere around that time frame.
I remember
I
the
feel like
Rolling
since then it's
Stones
been
thing.
like Katy Perry, Bruno Mars, Dr. Dre. It's just been
It
that
just
shit.
doesn't make sense. It's for the girlfriends and the non-sports people. Like it
It
doesn't make
is.
any sense. So okay, which leads me to my next question. Joe, what band act performance would you want to see at a halftime show? What's your dream performance for a
Oh,
halftime show?
well, that's an easy one.
What a dork. I thought you were gonna say
But
like Drew Carey stand up or something.
if I could get the Drew Carey comedy hour, that would
Just
really get me
just
hard.
the Who's Line guys having a good old
But I feel
renaissance.
like Blink's a legit possibility. They're like a
That
huge
yeah,
name now. I mean, I've
that's
gone
not
to a lot
bad.
of their shows. They're always packed. I mean, I can't. I know you would say like Lamb of God. I just don't think that would go over well with the girlfriends and stuff.
I wouldn't
It
say
would
that.
fit
No.
well in for football, though. It would be
I
nice.
would say
Yeah,
I would say something heavy. I think that one year that we need to have something not I mean not Lamb of God necessarily, but something just a little bit heavier than Katy Perry or
yeah,
something like that. Something that gets you pumped up for the next
yeah.
for
I
the
mean, they.
next
You're right though. You know who they target, and that's not the guys that are watching football. Because
no, it needs to
if
be
they wanted us to watch it, they would have like some rock bands playing. Like, do I give a fuck about Katy Perry in the
no,
halftime
you
show?
don't. Well, probably not. I don't know.
I
Maybe you
mean,
do.
I did have a Katy Perry poster on my wall, but that's besides the point.
There
I
you
had a
Um,
go.
left shark poster on my wall.
I just don't care to see Katy Perry. And even though if I remember correctly, she did do like a cool performance. She got like in this fucking Mechatron thing and was walking around the field in it. That was kind of cool, actually.
See, I think they need to get like 90s Metallica. Like this like Metallica from the 90s, that radio hard rock, not the perfect 80s thrash Metallica. I'm talking like Fuel and King Nothing and Sandman and those songs at a halftime. Just get us real pumped for the next ass whooping that's coming in the third quarter.
That'd be
To me, that's
cool.
what I think. What about you, Kevin? Who would you want to see?
AC/DC would be cool.
Yeah, that was another one I was thinking of.
Who?
That would be it. If they're still together, if they're alive. I think some of them are alive.
Oh man,
But
some
that would be
who would just dominate right now is Creed. Some Creed
Creed
would
would
make
be
me
a good
mad.
they would
Creed would have been perfect last year when they kind of rode that wave with the
Yeah.
Rangers and
Rangers.
shit.
You know what was the biggest missed opportunity in my life for sports history was the year that the SpongeBob creator died and they did not use the SpongeBob song
Yeah.
perfectly. Like there was that big petition to have them do it, and
Hmm.
then they did the fanfare intro, and then they did the sound effect into whatever rapper it was. I don't remember who it was, and then they didn't do the song. That was the biggest missed opportunity in my opinion. I think they could have really done that up, but
Hmm.
I think it has something to do with licensing and stuff. But anyway.
Yeah, but they could have forked the money over to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, because no one has more money than the NFL except maybe Walmart.
I mean, the NFL's got shit ton of money, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
maybe Lockheed and Martin right now.
There's no, yeah,
Mhm.
there's no, whoever the fucking brands of toilet paper are. Good God, I went to Walmart today. I didn't know that shortage was a real thing, but I guess it
Oh
is.
yeah,
It's
it's
back.
back. We're
It's
back,
back.
baby.
We're back.
Yeah, we are back. It
I
is
got to see some
2020
fucking
24.
WWE back in 2020. Like people legitimately fighting over toilet paper once when I was in Kroger's during COVID. I was like, you gotta be shitting me. Like, what the fuck?
That's a You love to see it.
We're actually gonna do this. We're gonna fight over toilet paper.
Let's fucking go.
This guy was pulling a pallet out from the back before he couldn't even get the whole pallet onto the floor without people like swarming it. I'm just like,
People got
damn.
to have their butt ribbon, dude. If you ain't got that, you ain't got nothing. But you see, I learned something during COVID. Do you know what I learned, guys? I learned that on Amazon, for $45, you can get a bidet and problem solved.
Yeah. I
You
bet the
just need a
bidet
couple of,
sales went through the roof during COVID, though.
oh, I'm sure they did, and it is delightful.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my house is full of the cleanest anuses this side of the Mississippi.
The side of the Chapel Hill.
No, there's also wet leaves outside too. If you really need to.
Yeah,
That's
they're
all.
coming down now. Oh, well, I mean, you got to dry the water from the bidet, so yeah, a couple of leaves will do you. That's all you
It
need.
works.
And then
It
and then
works.
you've got your bucket of leaves, your butt leaves, and you just toss those outside with the compost.
Sometimes you got to take a shit in the woods when you're hunting, and man, yeah, if you ain't got no toilet paper,
That's what the Pope does.
Yeah, that's yeah, I mean, I would probably take toilet paper with me if I was hunting personally. I'd
you
shove it in
never
my gun case or something. But you're right
Yeah,
though.
the
I mean, if you got to, you got to.
the trick to that is you take the core out of the toilet paper, or you just unwind a whole bunch of it, and then you put it into a Ziploc baggie so that it doesn't get soaked.
I'm worried about
That's
the scent
survival
too
right there.
much. I'm worried too much about any extra scents. Usually,
Yeah.
I've only had to do it once or twice though, where I've had a shit that bad. In which that case hunts over anyways, because I've already pretty much ruffled up too much noise. But wet leaf on your ass is it's man.
I never hunted when I was a kid. I just sat on the front porch and popped off squirrels. Like there was no seasons at our house. It was just you fucking kill it and then you eat it and that was it. You
Were
just
you
strung
living
it.
in like a little house on the prairie times or something?
Basically, yeah. Like I didn't even know what a season was until I got to high school and people were like, "Oh, it's squirrel season." I was like, "The fuck is that?"
I didn't
Like
know
you mean
squirrel had a
Monday?
season. Are we officially in deer season?
Archery, I think we're about a month away from muzzleloader. Archery should have started though. We're in October. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
little fucking hot still.
Yeah, it is pretty hot
Yeah.
still. But
Oh,
I
tonight
have
felt
seen a little uptick on the deers though, I've
Tonight
noticed.
felt great. Yeah, I've been seeing, dude, there's so many deer out here, Kevin. Like when I
Yep,
take my kids to school, every morning we see, four or five of them. I've seen 6 point, 8 point buck on my way home and all that. Like, oh, they're everywhere around here. Like we
we're in
do need a
archery.
population control. Like when I
Archery.
see one on the road, I fucking gas it.
You trying to hit it?
Yeah, well, I told my daughter one time, um, about the proper technique to when you see a deer on the road. She's 6 in the back seat. And I said, look, kid, when you grow up, because she saw a deer jump across the road and I didn't slow down. And she said, why didn't you slow down? I said, because you got a couple of options if a deer is in front of you. You can slam on your brakes and pray to God the guy behind you slams on his brakes at the same speed. Or you can maintain your current velocity and kill that bitch and then circle back and go get the body, strap it to the roof, and then put that shit in your freezer and you eat on it for the next several months. Those are your choices. Personally, I'm going to go with the roadkill option because it sounds delicious rather than getting rear-ended by the F-150 that's blinding me with you know, his
But
low lights right in my mirrors.
how do you explain to her when she starts saying, Daddy, you killed Rudolph though?
Well, I'm gonna call her a dumbass because that's a deer, not a reindeer. Learn the difference. Read a fucking book.
I didn't buy
She
all these picture books for nothing.
she knows the difference. Hell, she'll be fine. She's all right. No, and it was after that conversation she started talking about wanting to go hunting. And I was like, okay, all right. I don't think you can handle it, but we'll see. Yeah. So I got another little question I've been saving up for you fellers. For the last couple of episodes. I keep thinking about it and I forget to bring it up. Um Kevin, do you or do you not believe in aliens?
Mm.
Do. Oh yeah, do absolutely.
You do.
Yes.
Second question, do you what do you think their favorite sport would be on Earth? all of Earth.
No. Let's see here. Probably some like Quidditch. Seem like some good Quidditch players that like to fly. Um,
We're going
yeah,
made up things.
probably something with speed. Probably like Formula One. Something with speed. F1.
That makes sense.
That's about it, though. That's the
That makes
fastest
sense.
they go. That would probably have to be F1. When they come out of Antarctica to visit us and see what we're doing and we're up to, they probably, go look at in Europe and watch the F1 races, or maybe they go see the Nashville race when they have F1 here.
Go to the Nashville Speedway.
Duck River Speedway, if anything. They walk among us.
They'd probably be into like midget tossing or something.
It's little people tossing. Joe, check your privilege. You
Midget
don't get to call
wrestling.
them midget.
Little
They call them.
little
They call
people
each other.
wrestling. I think they would be into like WWE and AEW or something.
God, I hope so.
I
That'd make
think
them
that
way
would be
more
their
interesting.
thing. They'd come down holding signs and shit.
Oh, that'd be
Wearing
funny.
wearing Austin 316 shirts.
So
Yeah,
That's the whole reason why they come.
that's it.
yeah, that explains all the crop circles. Those were actually those were actually Shawn Michaels fans, from Alpha Centauri.
Yeah.
So Kevin, you mentioned they come out of Antarctica. That's a theory. What's that about?
New one. Yeah, it's a new one. It's been all over. I don't know. I haven't followed it much. I just know it's a new thing that flat earthers talk about. It's some part of somewhere in Antarctica. It's so hidden. There's big unions about everything, with all the countries. No one messes with Antarctica. You can't even go visit certain areas. I don't think you visit at all without certain passes. A lot of stuff they're hiding there, and so people just starting to think aliens are coming from somewhere in
So
Antarctica.
Kevin, I'm going to ask you something. I'm going to ask you this, and I need you to answer it very seriously. Are you a flat earther?
No,
Ah, that'd have been fun.
that would have been. I don't
That would
even
have
know.
that would have been
I
like
wish you would have lied and said yes so that
I
we
don't know
could
where
rip
to
into
take
you
it.
for 10 minutes.
I would have done it, but I don't even know where to take it. Like, yeah, that's flat. I don't know enough
You're,
about it
you're
to do.
stupid.
Have some theories.
it's
Joe, where do you think the aliens are coming from?
well, I gotta say, let me see if I can get my camera moved here. Am I
Here
an
we go.
alien fan?
Uh-oh.
Does let me get this camera in focus here.
Here we
There it
go.
is.
Oh,
Uh,
what is that? I saw a saucer for a second.
there we go.
That's
There's
a saucer on top of
That's the
what is
Blink
it?
182 bunny getting abducted.
Oh, okay.
And hold on, I gotta damn it takes this
We got another saucer.
I gotta check that out.
Look at you.
So
I
he's
am
a
actually, believe it or not, I don't think like
What a
I'm not
nerd.
crazy about it. I'm not like out there looking at the stars every night trying to find something,
Yeah,
but
who would do that?
like taking pictures like a loser.
Yeah,
But
fucking gay. No one does that on this
but
podcast.
I do so Tom DeLonge, the guitarist and singer, one of the singers for
Oh yeah,
Blink-182, he's
he's a
huge in
big
music. He
deal.
actually pushed the agenda so far that he was the one that forced the government to like release like UFOs are real and shit. You remember like last year? Was that last year? A couple years back?
yeah.
That was July of 2023.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's kind of the reason for that, which is crazy. Like he's just so huge into to do the UFO shit. So I
Yeah,
mean, I
he is. He's a big
believe,
deal.
but I don't think aliens are like what we just picture them as, like little green guys that come down and steal our socks for fuel and shit like that. Um,
That'd be
Our
adorable.
goal there.
I
Do
mean,
what?
I think you got to think like there's some form of life somewhere out there, right? So yeah, I definitely think so. You know, I kind of sometimes hope it's just like Men in Black and we're already living amongst them or something, but I doubt it. But they are hiding shit from us. Like that's legit.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like I've always been pretty agnostic to the idea of aliens. And if any of us in this podcast were a nerd and actually did anything related to telescopes and astronomy and photography and stuff,
Loser.
that person would be a loser, and
Never get laid.
not once
Blue Chew
have
wouldn't sponsor us, that's for sure.
no. So we're not going to talk about anyone who would possibly do that, or that they would have 3 kids. Uh, but anyway, I've always looked up at the sky, and there's galaxies out there, and there's all these stars, and these stars that we look at, they're unique to our galaxy, and people in other galaxies, well, if there were people in other galaxies, they wouldn't see anything that we see. It'd be a completely different set of stars, and there's just millions and millions and millions and millions, and you can't possibly convince me that we're alone. There's no way.
You
And
say that, it makes me think of the South Park episode where Earth is just a reality show for aliens in space.
exactly. I think they're Simpsoning the whole universe. They're calling it.
It's like, oh, we gotten born. They're going to destroy our planet. We need another war or something to keep them from destroying the planet.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's
So
interesting, and like you said, it's hard to think like there's definitely not something out there. Like I said, I don't think ET's like fucking landed on our planet anytime soon, but I
I
think
think
there
that
has been attempts to communicate and shit like that, though.
well, like Kevin said, Antarctica has it's a very untapped place,
Hmm.
and it's there's stuff down beneath the ice that we can't get to, and we're constantly digging stuff up, and
Yeah,
I mean we've seen The Thing, and that wasn't that movie, The Thing, isn't that wasn't that didn't that take place in Antarctica
yeah, I think that
where they
was.
were on that base?
I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
Yeah. Ah, my nose itches. All that. Ah, I gotta stop doing cocaine before we do these.
yeah,
But uh, yeah. No, I was just kind of getting your guys' opinion on
that's
if you think
definitely a
aliens
possibility
exist.
because you got to think maybe if they came here, the only weather they could adapt to is Antarctica. I mean, maybe everything else is just way too fucking hot
Possibly.
for them. You know what I mean? You don't know where they come from.
Possibly.
It's like
Um,
signs. I hadn't seen signs in years, but wouldn't it like it
oh,
started raining and they couldn't handle the water or some shit?
yeah, water. Water got them,
Yeah.
and that was such a good movie.
I love some. The best part's the little kid's birthday party, though, when the alien walks
Yeah.
by and they catch it on camera.
And then Joaquin Phoenix is like, oh,
Yeah, yeah. That was my favorite part.
yeah. So you got so Joe thinks it would be wrestling that they would be fans of, and Kevin thinks it would be Quidditch.
Yeah, who
All
knows?
right.
I think something. I think wrestling for the entertainment factor mostly,
Yeah,
but
when are we gonna do a wrestling episode? I could talk about that for a minute.
we'll have to add that one to the chart for sure. Talk about the Attitude Era
Oh
The
yeah,
Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. I could talk about those two pretty well.
because I don't think wrestling will ever see like the Attitude Era like two. I mean, even not. I mean, even without WCW, like just the amount of talent that one show had, and a following like it did, it's crazy to me.
yeah.
Yeah, my TikTok feed is just full of Undertaker and Kane videos of them on their podcast talking about all those old stories and stuff, and that shit's fascinating to me.
Those stories are cool to listen to. My dad likes listening to all the like Ric Flair stories and shit.
Yeah, Ric Flair is kind of a dick. Have you guys ever met Ric Flair?
I've
I
met
don't know
No.
him.
how many.
I've met him a
Cool.
couple times. Once actually in your stomping grounds in Lewisburg at the Walmart.
Ah, that's
Shit.
I
you
was
That's
were
there for that.
there
I was there for
too.
that autograph signing.
You were there. I was there because I was working. I was working at the Vision Center,
Yeah.
and the employees got first dibs. We had the like an hour before because he was in the garden center that day.
Yeah, yeah, he was in the Garden Center signing.
Yeah, we got him in the break room for
Pretty
like
cool.
an hour before, and I got him to sign a couple of pictures. And I could not think of anything to say to him because honestly, I wasn't that big of a Ric Flair fan anyway.
Yeah.
And it got to be my turn. I walked up to him and I was like, "So, I don't know, what's the
How
does
much
it
you've
hurt?"
had to drink today?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, "Does it?" I think I asked him. I said, "Does it hurt when Big Show body slams you?" And he was like, "It sucks." I was like, "All right, sign this." I was like, I didn't know what the fuck to say. But all day in the store, we had to hear everybody going, "Woo!"
Ooh, I was gonna say, as much as that as popular as that is, and I know he loved it during wrestling, he's gotta hate no matter where he goes. People are just wooing at his ass, so no matter where he goes, he's getting wooed
Yep,
at.
yep. Hey, Kevin, who is your favorite wrestler of all time?
Oh,
That's a tough
uh,
one.
yeah. It's I don't know.
I
That's
three,
gonna.
top three.
I liked The Rock. I did like him. I
Fucking
like.
love The Rock.
I liked. I liked Hogan a lot. So, I mean, I don't know.
I like NWO Hogan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the black streaks in his
Yeah.
beard. Like,
NWO was badass, and then the Wolfpack was more badass.
yeah. I liked Kevin Nash a lot.
Kevin
Big,
Nash was
Kevin
cool, big
Nash. Yeah,
sexy.
yeah. I think
I
those
was
are
a
top three.
big old Stone Cold fan.
Stone Cold was just fucking that was crazy. I mean, how he kind of just took over the wrestling world, and it's just because he went out there and beat his boss up every day. And if you think about it, Vince McMahon's like, if not the best, one of the best heels of all time. And you don't really think about it at the time, but when you look back on it, you're like, damn, he was.
Yeah, Stone Cold. I would say Stone Cold, Undertaker,
Yeah,
and um, um, Goldberg. I catch a lot of shit for Goldberg and the like real wrestling fans
so we're not getting Bret
because,
Hart on the show.
oh yeah, yeah, because apparently Goldberg was just a shit wrestler, but
Yeah,
to 12-year-old me, he was awesome.
Dominant. Yeah.
So cool. He just went in there, slammed you around for a minute, gave you a jackhammer, and was like, "Who's next?" And I was like, "This guy rules."
A solid three, I think.
Yeah. All right. Who is your favorite wrestling babe of all time, guys?
Oh, Stacy Keebler, hands down.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's. I don't even want
I uh, I got to go with Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus too, though. Yeah, yeah,
It's a toss up for me, honestly. Trish Stratus for kind of that classic Sports Illustrated kind of vibe,
yeah, yeah.
but if I'm going for overall attractiveness, I'm going Stephanie McMahon.
Stephanie, okay, yeah.
to. Yeah,
She
yes.
was a
Wait,
dog shit wrestler. Like whenever she had matches and stuff, I would usually just like
Yeah,
well,
pause it and zoom in,
you
but
know,
I didn't
wrestling
actually
was
watch her
so
matches.
different back then. It wasn't really about women wrestling. It was like sexuality. So
Yeah, it had nothing to do with their
sexualized
talent.
everything. I mean, they had Brady and what did they have? Panty and bra matches back then and shit. So I
Or
mean, it
the
was such
the
a different like wrestling back then would not be around right now if it was the case.
remember the Lita Kane love thing where he had
Yeah,
her
didn't
like
they were like,
chained up in the boiler room?
like didn't Edge have like a live sex show with somebody apparently?
Yeah, yeah, on the in the ring, like,
Like it was such a
ugh,
different
it's
time.
weird. Yeah, that's sports right there,
Yeah, now that's
guys.
Sports Center. That's why the aliens kept Earth around was for that shit.
yes.
So I guess we got to thank Vince McMahon. Wow.
Yeah, Vince got a new documentary out. I've watched a little bit of it. I haven't got to finish it yet though.
I've heard it's pretty gross. Well, I've got a guy at work who is a wrestling encyclopedia. I mean, he may know more about wrestling than I know about Star Wars, and you guys know about sports. And he mentioned the Vince McMahon documentary and said that it was. He said if you're a wrestling fan and you already kind of know a lot of stuff, you're not going to hear anything new. Pretty much, there's a
Yeah, I
couple of
mean, I
stories.
think a lot of that stuff I kind of already knew anyways too. But I imagine to somebody like who didn't have a clue and just decided to watch it would probably be like, "What the fuck? Vince McMahon's a
Yeah.
sleazy motherfucker."
Yeah. And to the rest of us, we're like, ah, yeah,
That's Vince
yeah.
McMahon.
That's about right. Yeah, he's creepy.
That's pretty on point.
Yeah, he was planning on doing a storyline where he impregnated his daughter. That's yeah.
I know that's crazy. Vince
Yeah, that's weird.
Vince put the business in front of everything,
He did.
Yeah.
which also was what kind of made it as successful as it was, to be honest.
Yeah. That's how
But I mean,
he
nowadays,
outlasted Ted Turner.
nowadays the wrestling world's a different landscape, man. There's two companies again.
Yeah, AEW, right?
Yeah,
WWE. Yeah,
yeah.
TNA, man, tits and ass. They survived there for a while. Did you guys ever get to go see a TNA match in person when they were still in Nashville before they blew up?
I wanted
No, I never did. I knew they were always around in Nashville, but I never went to one.
I actually went to a few. My sister's ex-husband was a huge wrestling fan, and I was, I don't
Shows
know,
live
like,
are not bad though.
oh yeah, they were fun. 14, 15 years old. I was there for Sting's return when they were bringing him back. I was there for his night back on
That's
TNA.
cool. Sting's a big
That
name.
was,
That's he's
oh,
up
that was
there
so
like
cool.
if he's not on Mount Rushmore, he's close to it. Type
Yeah,
wrestler. So
that was a good night. I was close enough to the entrance ramp. Like I was on the entrance ramp and I was one of those guys that was like hanging over and I had my arms
yeah,
stretched out and I was like able to touch his leather jacket or whatever. I was like, "Oh." And he it was him and he was fighting Jeff Jarrett. They had a
Jeff
thing
Jarrett's
going
man.
on.
Any kind of wrestling around Nashville, he's gonna be there.
Yep. Him and yeah, that Nashville and Memphis. And
Yeah,
but yeah, that was a cool. Oh, that was pretty neat. But doesn't have anything to do with real sports. But yeah, I thought about the alien question, and I didn't even think about your T-shirt, Joe, being Blink 182 and Tom DeLonge.
not at
He's
all.
like the spokesperson of fucking aliens for the last
Pretty
5, 6 years.
much, yeah, he really is. It's nice to see a big name actually be able to push some agenda though. So
Man, no joke. And it's so funny because he's got all these insider stories that he keeps throwing out. And I'm like, why? Why in the hell would they tell the guitarist for a pop punk band from the late 90s, early thousands? Why would they tell him anything?
yeah,
But I don't know. I guess they do.
because I guess he made Angels and Airwaves and they felt like they had to tell somebody. He probably wouldn't quit fucking bugging them is what it was.
Yeah, I would if I had the money and time like him, I would probably bug everybody. So, but anyway, moving along, what happened with Alabama, Georgia this past
Alabama,
weekend?
Georgia. Last I remember, you were on that Georgia train saying Georgia
Uh,
was the new team of college
I don't think
football.
so. I don't think that was me.
But you
I'm
did
pretty sure.
say, I will say you did say Alabama needs the win because of the porn sites going down. So
Yeah, yeah.
you did credit that. But that was if I'm James, I wish you would have watched that game. You would have been like, shit, I want to watch more college football now.
I've seen highlights and it
Everybody's
ruled.
calling it like fucking game of the year already and shit like that because it was crazy. I mean, Alabama came out rolling. Okay, they went up three touchdowns, drove them downfield, got went up 28-7 at one point. And they go into the halftime, they end up getting a safety and was 30-7. And I mean, like, that's a big deal when you're playing Georgia, because Georgia is good. Um, so they looked dominant as hell, and that place was freaking rocking. They had all kind of recruits there that night. It was, I mean, it couldn't have been better. Couldn't have been better. Second half, Georgia does what a championship team does, man. They crawl back, give them credit. They came back and they actually take a 1 point lead in the fourth quarter, which is insane because they were down 33 to what 15 or something random like that at one point. And anyways, they come back, it's 34-33. Georgia crawls back, takes the 1 point lead into the fourth quarter, with about 2 minutes and some change left, like 2:26 actually to be exact, is when the Georgia takes the lead. Alabama comes out next play, throws like a 80-yard pass to the 17-year-old Ryan Williams and gets the lead back and don't let it go from there. So it was
Yeah.
crazy, man. It was just a lot of like back and forth and a lot of excitement, a lot of big plays down the stretch. So hey,
Joe, how many times have you watched that game?
I've
Because
watched
that
the
was
game in full twice, but I've watched a lot of clips and parts from it a lot. So
I I couldn't tell. I was just shot in the dark question.
it's just cool, man. Like honestly, because as an
Just
Alabama fan, it's a new year. Kalen DeBoer, Nick Saban's not there. This was the first time we're like, this is what we're going to see with Alabama is if they're legit. Like if that game, if Georgia would have crushed us 54-7, I would have been like, okay, so Alabama's kind of rebuilding. They're not what they used to be. So it was cool to get a big win against a big team. To know that like, hey, we're still here to fucking compete. So I'm excited, man. I mean.
I
I
can
was like, we
tell.
we can't lose to Georgia and Tennessee. At least we got one of these wins. If we lose to Tennessee, we got the Georgia win. So, I mean, I know they got the other games too, but those are the two biggest on the schedule by far.
Yeah,
And
Vandy's
I bet as a Tennessee fan, Kevin, you got to feel like, yeah, we're fucking stumping Georgia this year. If Bama can do it, we can do it.
Bama should have beat them like 63-7. I don't know what they just fell asleep in the second half there. They
They
just I
fell
don't know what they were
asleep.
doing.
Georgia finally just started taking shots. I mean, they were taking shots, and Bama's defenders were fucking killing it, but they were finally getting them over the top and shit like that, and they were moving the ball. And then Alabama really did some horrible clock management at the end. They were like still throwing the ball and not running the ball. Like they could have shot another minute off easily. But it is what it is. Bama gets the win thanks to two freshmen. Ryan Williams, huge game, two touchdowns. Oh, he actually only had the one touchdown, didn't he? But he had about 180 yards. And then the freshman got the interception at the end to seal the game because Georgia did march the ball back down and was got to like the 15-20, and then he threw an interception to another freshman. So
Joe,
shout out to Alabama, man. That was fucking awesome.
you sound like you sound like one of my 4-year-old recounting an episode of Bluey. Like you're so excited, man. Like,
I've
that
been
was the
waiting for
best
this
shit I've
one.
ever seen in my life. And I'm like, all right, calm
Hey,
down. It's just a dog.
a game a game like that, it's awesome when your team comes out on the winning side of that. And man, I've been fortunate as an Alabama fan to like since Saban's been there to now, like to just to be on that side for a long time. And I get it. I mean, I was on the other side of that for a long time with Alabama too. Don't get me wrong, but to be on that positive side is awesome. And like Alabama just has Georgia's number. I don't know what it is, but they do.
Yeah,
Poor Georgia. Georgia's always on my mind.
That was a lot of mood swings, though. I'll tell you that, man. That game, like that second half, I was like, there's no way they're gonna let them come back. There's no fucking way they're gonna let them come back. And they come back. I'm just like, God dang, we're about to lose this game. Thank God for Ryan Williams. Fucking goes up, snags the ball, 360s, jukes two guys, make a miss, and just fucking trucks by him.
hmm
That kid's 17. He's supposed to still be in high school.
Wait,
And
what? What did
yeah,
you
he
just say?
he opted out of high school early to play ball at Alabama. Like he's literally supposed to be a senior. He's not going to turn 18 till February.
good
So,
choice.
yeah,
They've
he's out
got,
there
hold on, they've got a
balling.
17-year-old. This is news to me. I need to hear
Yeah,
this. There's a
17.
17-year-old playing for Alabama.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing what?
One of the best players in the country. He got
No,
the game with touch.
doing what? Like, what is his position?
Oh,
Is he
wide
fat
receiver.
end, skinny end? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
Wide receiver.
he's the skinny end.
He's
No,
the skinny end
he's
that
the
runs and catches the ball. Got
yeah,
it.
he's an explosive. He's an explosive ball player. So you'll see him just blow past defenders basically. But I
And
mean, he's
what's his
got moves
name?
too. Ryan Williams. You
Okay.
need to check that out. That's the one we should pull a video up on. Let you watch. He made two good plays that game. He went out and made a circus catch, juggling the ball, and then got the game winning touchdown. So that was pretty
God, we
cool.
got to start adding clips to these episodes. Like we got to be ready for these conversations and throw in these clips because that would be fun to see and to like comment on the spot.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Can we pull up that? Is it hard to pull up a YouTube video?
No, it's not hard. Here,
I'm
let me
sure there's
pull
a
it up real
million
quick.
of them.
That's
You
yeah. I was
gotta
like, that's
watch.
Kevin's deal.
Look up Ryan Williams highlights against Georgia, and you'll see because he only had like six catches, but I mean he
Yeah,
almost had 200 yards. I mean the guy's just ridiculously good. And like I said, 17, like that's impressive. I mean, with today's college football day, I mean football today. I'm like, I hope he stays in Alabama because every year could change.
Is he a genius too? Like you got to actually go to college to go to Alabama. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I assume he's pretty smart. I mean, if he was able to opt out of high school, I assume that means he met all the criteria to graduate early.
yeah, I mean, I was 17 when I graduated high
I'm
school
just
too,
gonna.
I guess.
So this is a different view, but here's the one. So I'll put this here.
This is some Drew Carey porn. I'm gonna die.
I
That's
can't
No,
gonna
wait.
be
I,
it.
I should have thought of that.
That's gonna be it. I'm gonna
I'm ready to see what all the hype is about.
I will say,
Drew Carey cameo. Joe, I heard you're my number one fan. You're my number one customer.
Your boys Kevin and James wanted me to give you a shout out. Here's my wiener.
It just flops it out.
This is
12
like
inches.
well,
It's like
oh, you're calling it big. Of course you are. All right, let's take a look at oh, he hit his tabs before I could read them. Well, this sucks. What am I looking at?
this was the game winning catch here.
Can't hear
Let's
nothing.
see.
Ain't got no audio. So he's number two right there.
Yeah, yeah. I think I said
Yeah,
17 earlier, but he's number
yeah,
two.
he
he's
is a
17.
tiny
He's
little
17.
fella.
17 years old. Yeah, dude, and you can hear how loud it is down there from that view. Actually, that was kind of cool. I mean,
God,
it was
he's gonna be
loud
a
as shit.
millionaire by 20.
I mean, with NIL, he might already be a millionaire.
Yeah,
So
he'll be doing
if
something.
he's not there, he's probably at 5 to 700,000 at least.
The
Yeah,
sponsors get you.
But after this year, he's gonna because I mean he's had big plays every game. I mean, so yeah, he's out there balling. I'm glad he plays for Bama. Jalen Milroe's improved a lot this year. He's looking good. It was scorching that Georgia defense that first half, just burning them on the sides. I mean, Tennessee's watching that. Everybody's watching that now. And Carson Beck's not that good. I never really was high on Carson Beck, but I mean that defense was doing whatever they were picking him off a lot, and they dropped two other interceptions that should have been two or three actually. It could have been way worse. He's just not good at reading defenses, and he telegraphs his throws. So y'all getting Georgia this year. I think y'all getting Georgia.
So what games we got coming up this current weekend?
Bama plays at Vandy. I'll be at that game going Saturday. I got my tickets yesterday.
Hey, look at that.
that's the one you better watch out for.
Yeah,
That's the
Vandy's
the
gonna
tr-
whoop that
the trap
ass, dude.
game. Georgia, I mean, I think that'll be a lot better than the last time that I watched them play at
Super
Vandy.
emotional win against Georgia, and we already knew Vandy was going to be a tough one for him. This before we knew it was a trap game. Now
Yeah.
it's
Go
set
big
up
gold.
Vandy to the field goal post. They're going to be running down Broadway. It's going to be bad. I
They're
think
gonna
that
take
Alabama's
them
going
all
to.
the way to the river by Knoxville.
I can't even carry that one on, dude. It's going to be probably 50-60 nothing Alabama, but Vanderbilt will probably show up and keep it competitive.
Vandy will show up and play. I mean, they if they can take Missouri to that far, they can show up and play against Alabama, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. If
I
they
might actually have to watch that game.
two touchdowns, no Titans this week. They're on the bye.
Titans on bye. We talked about Bucs. They got the Falcons this week. Who does Tennessee have this week?
Arkansas at Arkansas. So that we'll see. They need to go out there and
That's an interesting one too. That's one Tennessee don't need to sleep on. Like you're going to win, but Arkansas can at least score.
yeah, they're going to come out motivated. They should come out motivated to play. Tennessee had the week off.
Yeah, they
They
should.
didn't score a lot of points against Oklahoma, so something tells me that they're going to want to come out and just score shit.
And show out. Yeah, yeah.
Not
And
saying
against an Arkansas defense, they'll be able to. Trust me.
yeah,
They'll just be able if Arkansas can score themselves. But we'll see.
yeah.
I'm
That's
pumped. I'm ready to see Vanderbilt dominate, and I'm ready to see Bentonville whoop the shit out of Knoxville.
maybe
Go Walmart.
go Walmart. Yeah, got that Sam stock, son. Be good.
Yeah.
All that money's gonna be going to basketball now. Is where it's gonna be going.
And I'm gonna turn the TV off.
That just about does it, though. I mean, they ain't really no like star-studded game this weekend. It's kind of a mellow week. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't even tell you where college game day is going. They're going somewhere weird. So, there'll be more games this following week, though. The schedule really starts heating up after this week. We just got a bone this past week with Alabama, Georgia. Usually, you don't see two big names like that early in the season.
Yeah, true. That's true. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how Tennessee does. It'll be good. We'll see how they do. They need to win big. If they're going to do it, they need to win big. They got to make a statement.
That Tennessee Alabama game's shaping up to look like it's going to be a fucking showdown. I mean,
All
I
right,
imagine
I'm
game
ready
day's
for
going to
that
be
one.
there. Game day's going to be there.
Yeah, no reason they wouldn't be. They should be there. And yeah, 12-team playoffs, SEC championship. I don't know. We'll see Texas.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be
All
good.
right, ladies. That was
Shaping up.
That's it.
that was a good State of the Union.
Yeah.
Did you
We're
stop
not we're
recording?
not we're not alone. That's what I've learned tonight.
Oh,
If I'm
Wraps it up from me, James, and Drew.
yeah, have a good night, Drew. We'll catch you on the flippity flop.
sorry, I stepped off.
No, you're fine. Drew's
No,
just
this is,
cracking
is
me up.
somehow it's kind of an improvement, honestly. No
Oh,
offense.
thank you. That's very rude.
Drew's looking like a bear back there.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
I
is
just
really
I
not.
just want to hug him and like kiss him on his neck.
But yeah,
Or
I'm
rub
gonna.
his beard.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
Arr.
just like beard rub together. Be like, "Yeah, I
I'm
feel
gonna
so
need you to
safe."
actually send me that if you can. But anyways, until next time.
Joe's taking like 17 screenshots.
There's a reason why you've only seen one hand up here tonight.
Why
You're
are you
good,
so sweaty, Joe?
There it is. It's that Drew picture. I mean, I got Drew and Kevin in the same picture. I mean, come on now. Is that really fair?
That's
You're
what I did.
basically getting Eiffel Towered by
Woo! If
your
you only knew
imaginary
Kevin.
friends.
See, look, I can do this.
All right, I'm going to bed.